Hello, Snarlobite YouTube. There we are. There's me on the latest snapshot. I'll just wait for everyone to come in. There we are. Remember to post it to Discord and Twitter this time. Alright, we should be good then. How is everyone today? Hello there, Danielle. Ooh, got quite a lot of people coming in at the moment. Glad you're doing alright. Let's see. Oh, you do exist? It's quite a controversial statement you've got there. Alright, let's see. I've loaded up a snapshot, given myself the same items as before. Let's see, will a video recorder want to pick up on this? Do you? Cool, you do. Alright, yeah. Here's the world. Gave myself a couple things. I spotted a creeper down there before, so it might. Yeah, hello. Hello. Alright. First thing I'm doing is getting some sort of weapon for that. You just scared me. I forgot I had the stream open. Can't relate. Suddenly you get a deep, reassuring voice saying, "Hello, everyone." And you're like, wait, where did that come from? I don't know if I'm deep or reassuring, actually. So let's get started. Probably start off with just a pickaxe so I can keep getting the step wrong, which is weird because I do it quite often. I usually get enough wood. I usually use up my wooden axe on a bunch of trees, so I have enough wood, but I already gave myself some wood, so I don't need to do that. Just need to get myself enough stone for a stone pickaxe and a stone axe so I can take care of this creeper, if it's still there. Is the new mountains on this snapshot? No, there isn't yet. It's on Bedrock, but it's not on Java yet, which is a shame, but that's just how it be. Alright, well, seems like we got everything we need. Let's see if I can take care of this creeper then. Where is it now? There it is. Hello. Epic parkour skills. Oh, what? There's another one? Oh, didn't even see that. I remember people suggesting that creepers spawn in lush caves because it was kind of makes sense with creepers like being kind of plant-like. But yeah, didn't expect that to be in that amount. Alright, well, let's get this going then. Can craft a... Oh, skeleton. Where are you, skeleton? Let's craft a stone pickaxe so we can start mining properly. And there's a skeleton somewhere nearby. This will look really cool with caverns and chasms alongside Team Aurora's topsoil once they release. Yeah, I feel like there is... Oh, hello. There is quite a contrast between the lush caves and like the stone. Like there's not much dirt to be seen. So yeah, it would be cool to see some sort of brown in here, in my opinion. Sad they keep delaying all the juicy stuff until 1.18. Yeah, I was a bit confused because I went into the snapshot to load up the hit my bundle and everything, and I'm like, wait, why isn't it in the creative inventory? I have the data pack on, and then I remember the data pack only adds the recipes in and not the things in the creative tab. So got bamboozled a bit for then. That's all right. I'm on my feet now. Already got some lava spawning. So I'm going to get some torches so everyone can see what we're doing. I wonder if they've got some sort of form of renewability planned for the spore blossom, because currently there isn't actually any way to renew it. If it's intentionally non-renewable to like continue seeking out lush caves, or because it's somewhat of a special item. I can't really tell. Actually, when you're in the lush caves below a jungle, the grass. I've seen some people talking about how the grass colours kind of doesn't match with the moss, but it does look quite refreshing here. Where are you in the world? It's midnight here in the UK and I'm no good with time zones. It is 11 AM here in New Zealand. And I just realised I said New Zealand. Where do you think pigeons get the feathers for the arrows? Which pigeons? From where? I don't know what you mean. Do you have any ideas for future uses for copper? I've heard quite a few. I haven't come up with many good ones myself. But I like the idea of pipes because one of the problems with copper is that, like, how do you make it on the same scale as iron when iron has had so much time to establish itself, because it was added probably about 10 years ago, maybe even 11 at this point. And then you've got copper coming in. Like, how much can you reasonably give it that's supposed to put it on the same standing of iron in one update? And I think copper's just going to be one of those things that they continually add to, and perhaps eventually it'll be seen as, like, on, if not equal footing, at least kind of worthwhile, because it's mostly for building at the moment, and a spyglass if you want one, but you only need one of those. So, oh, cat's complaining in the background. I was thinking, well, I wasn't thinking, but I do like the idea of copper pipes if they were simplified versions of hoppers, because hoppers look kind of weird when they're all in a row, or being used to transport something. Oh, we found a geode. Nice. So if instead of hoppers used to transport things long distance, if pipes were, that'd be nice. I quite like the quark pipes implementation from what I've seen. So yeah, I think instead of, like, changing recipes so that stuff is made of copper instead of iron, I find that to be quite a... Oh, is that a copper vein? Because there's some granite nearby. Or is that a blob of granite? I think that's just a blob. Yeah, I feel like changing the recipe is a bit odd. But if you were to kind of add something that could take away from iron, I mean, that sounds a bit negative, but, like, something that would make one use less useful, I suppose, then that might be useful. I'm just repeating myself here, but yeah. Copper pipes, something to do with electricity would be cool. We already have the lightning rods. So yeah, piglins, where they get their feathers from. Oh, okay, that makes them a lot more sense than where do pigeons get their feathers from. So, that is a good question, and I guess I'm not sure why everything needs to be explained. Hold on. I'm not sure why piglins getting every single little thing needs to get explained. I mean, I guess it makes sense for continuity, but, like, once you're like, oh, it comes from there, and then they're like, where do they get them from? Oh crap. Oh, and there's another one. Well, it just exposed some copper from either, which was nice, but... Oh no, and I hear a baby zombie, because of course I do. Where is it coming from? I always thought the lush caves would be quite a peaceful place, but apparently no. Ah, there you are. Oh, and I don't have a shield on me. There we are, I took care of you. Alright, let's eat. Kind of weird that the devs think candles are going to be unfinished. Well, I think that's a good thing, because it means they have more planned for them. Like, people think candles don't have much, but that's perhaps because they don't get the full idea of the scope for them. Because at the moment, they're basically like sea pickles, except for on land. You craft them, you place them, you put them on cakes, and that's about it. Like, I guess the community idea of what candles should be maybe lines up with that, but I think Mojang probably have a little bit more planned for it. So maybe that's the idea. Also, one thing I'm happy about is that, like, if bundles are behind that too, it means they have more planned for bundles, and need to be a little bit of tweaking to bundles, so that would be nice. Are you playing on Fabric? Yeah, I'm playing on Fabric with a mod. You can find it in the description. They should bring back gears from that one April Fools back in beta. I don't think gears were added for April Fools. I think they were just a plan that that they had at some point. Oh, that's a budding one. Okay, I won't mind that. Love the sounds though. Alright, that's not budding. That's not budding. Just gotta find a safe way down here without destroying everything. Even though this is a test world and I'm probably never gonna come back here, I still can't bring myself to destroy the budding ones. Alright, I think we're good. I think that's a fully grown one. And you can only mine it with an iron pickaxe, so I'm going to get an iron pickaxe. Just realised I left my crafting table out there. Lush dungeons with lush mobs and skulk stronghold guarded by the warden would be added because it fits well with what the Mojang developers wanted. I'm not sure how much the warden connects to the stronghold. I know that the warden being connected to the end was debunked, but I guess it could be cool if they were sort of guarding the stronghold. Like you've got the big bad that you have to escape from, and then there's a boss that you have to fight. I do find it a bit sad how like all the interesting stuff these days is now just on the like you don't really need to go to it. I guess that does encourage you like branching out and everything, but it is a shame that if you're just speedrunning the game, you're likely not to engage with most of the core mechanics, except for maybe piglin bartering. But now I can craft shield, which is nice. Electric minecart rails that can be placed on walls. That'd be cool, but then again, why not just place them? Why not just allow regular minecart rails to be placed on walls? And hello, Verano. Didn't Zelophian mention scented candles? Probably just a joke, but still an interesting idea. Yeah, a lot of people have said, oh, scented candles are mentioned by this Minecraft developer, but the problem is the Minecraft developer, like, A, isn't on the gameplay team. I mean, that doesn't rule it out completely. But B, he crap posts a lot on Twitter. Cool, and that does give me stuff. Awesome. That means I could make a spyglass if I wanted to. I think that's all I gotta do in this geode. Let's find my way back up. There we are. Oh, that one started budding already. Glad I didn't mine it. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll take him at his word. Although scented candles at one point were in Buzzier Bees, and they're getting removed because they're basically kind of infinite potion effects that you could just place down. Where's my torches? There are my torches. Alright, let's continue. That's not going to make the gravel fall, is it? Okay. I'm just debating whether I should actually bother mining all this copper or not. Gears could be an alternative to underwater redstone that everyone wants, but then again, why couldn't you just make redstone work underwater? It's a question of like when functionality like this deserves a new thing versus when it doesn't. And I guess sometimes you got to be creative, like the Strider. You know, instead of just making boats work on lava or whatever. But other times, it just makes sense to expand the functionality of existing things. Couldn't find animals while playing the snapshot. Is just me? Well, I found creepers and skeletons and zombies. I'm not sure if you'd call them animals though. Is this in the new snapshot? Yep, it is. You can look in the title, 21W19A. If you mine amethyst cluster with anything below an iron pick, you'll get 2 instead of 1. Is that true? Amethyst cluster. Well, I don't have any amethyst clusters at the moment because I mined the only one that was fully grown. Sounds a bit odd though. Is this the line to the bathroom? Is regularity going to be updated when Nether extension drops? Probably. I'm not sure which mods the team is waiting for, but yeah, not sure about that. Sorry. Anything here? Doesn't look like it. Maybe we'll come across some of those what are they called? Noodle caves, because those weren't there last time we were in the snapshot. April Fools in the 1.20 were the either dimension being found when slept on a bed because the rainbow gem being crafted out of diamond, glowstone, emerald, lapis, and amethyst. I always wanted them to do a snapshot based on like the community wanting like 5 billion different ores, and just like having all the ores like in a clickbait thumbnail where the underground is just a mishmash of rainbow dots. I thought that would be quite funny because like that's something a lot of people wanted for the cave update, just more ores. Without much idea of use for them. Like, we only got 1 ore, 2 if you count amethyst, and they still don't have a lot of uses. So yeah, adding an ore isn't something to be taken lightly, I think. Right, what's up here? Nothing? Okay. Is this in the new snapshot? Because I didn't find any caves. Are you sure you got the data pack on? Fabric is possible for abnormals? Yeah, but we wouldn't want to go there right now because even though Team Aurora has like decided to support Fabric as well, I couldn't. Team Abnormals like isn't really keen on it. All right, it's dark upstairs now, if you call those stairs, I guess. One thing I do find a little annoying about Lush Caves, ironically, is the glowberries, because you can't remember where you've been. I usually use torches to navigate, and now I can't tell. I got 2 crafting tables, excellent. What should I smelt? Got a crafting table. Oh, why not some copper? And there's some lava down there. Oh, there's a skeleton arrow from before. Where's the skeleton? I can hear you. There you are. Hello. Oops, I timed that poorly. What's down here? Hopefully there's a bit, otherwise I would have come down here for nothing. Oh no, seems to be a decent amount. I wonder if snapshots will instead become experimental, not guaranteed to come in the full release. Yeah, developers have been talking about like putting more experimental stuff that the community doesn't expect to get in the game. That would be nice, but then the people whining about all the stuff that's been showcased already, like those Strider iterations, the little, I think the Pillbug one, the one with long legs. People are like, oh, they should add that back in, and I'm like, do you understand the idea of prototypes? They go through a lot of stuff to make sure that what they're adding is the most suitable. And this might just be biased because it's already in, but I do prefer the new Strider to the old ones. Cool, and we're back up here. That was where I went before. Oh no, it's not. Okay. Crafting table only got me 1 copper ingot. Odd. Oh, let's give myself another. If I had to choose new biome, I'd just choose Glacier Caves, and they're technically a feature due to that bedrock beta. I should check that out. See what it's like exactly to use. There's my actual crafting table. Well, let's craft a spyglass. May come in useful. And I think we might have fully explored these caves. Do you think more things like Totems of Undying would be cool? Like more trinkets and stuff that give you abilities that can only be found by exploring? I think they would be cool. It depends on how they're implemented, and also like how much of them there are. Like, I have a feeling the Deep Dark will probably have something like that. Because, you know, as the Warden, you're going to want some decent treasures to go sneaking around that thing. Like, the loot and chests hasn't been talked about much, but I have a feeling that's one of the bits that that we could probably look out for. Right, now let's oh crap. Good old creeper. Might as well get this bamboo while we're here. Right. I think before, around here somewhere, I found an aquifer when I was just flying around the world trying to find a decent cave. I guess I didn't find a decent cave the first time. Oh look, a squid died. Maybe I should climb one of these trees and see if I can see anything. Because I do have a turtle helmet on me as well, that I cheated in, so I could probably check to see if there are any aquifers. Oh, this looks like one. Oh yeah, I think this is the one I found before. Oh, and there's a glow squid! Glow squid! So apparently if you hit them, they stop glowing and they fly away. They swim away. Didn't really notice it on this. This is still glowing as normal. I wonder if that's only in the bedrock. Does bedrock have glow squids yet? Can't tell. Oh, that one's dead now. Redstone is a dust, so it would get washed up by water, and making a whole new subset of machines that work with gears and use find water would be fun. Well, redstone is a dust now, but it still like has a lot of properties that aren't kind of dusty. And like, who says all dusts have to be washed away by fluids anyway? You know, you could probably come up with some reason to allow them. A lot of glow squids down here actually. And I might need to go up for air. There we are. Right, let's see what's down here. There's some dripstone. But is there an air pocket? I hope there is. Alright, well I guess I'm just gonna need to please mine. Alright, well, looks like I'm dead. Let's die here so I can see where I come back to. That is the problem with aquifers. You need to be very conscious of how much air you have and whether you'll be able to find an air pocket. Because I've seen some people using magma blocks. And other people, right, where was I? Other people using, like, just mining a hole in the ceiling for an air pocket. But I can't actually see. Am I on Moody? I think I might be on Moody. No, I'm on Bright. Okay, that's kind of weird. Now I just got to find out where I was before. Kind of hard to navigate around these things. Is this even the one I was in before? Right, I'm going to spectator. Perhaps it wasn't. Because this aquifer only goes to over here. Well, that's a bit embarrassing. Was this where I was before? No, it wasn't. Okay. I might just get a bird's eye view of the place and see if I can find the other aquifer. If I can find where I was before, I should probably be able to find where I need to go. Oh, it might have been that one actually. This one looks even bigger actually. It's at times like these where you wish there was a way to tell where you last died. But let's catch up on chat now. Golden Bad Lad thing still works? I believe it does. It would be cool if they changed it a bit more for biomes, but yeah. 4 amethyst shards when I said 1. You meant? Oh, okay. I dislike the addition to give copy little uses this update and give it more uses in later updates. I like when features as big as a new ore that spawns as frequently as iron to be fleshed out in an update. I kind of agree, but then I also think, how realistic is it to give copper that many ideas or functionalities within the scope of one update? Because, you know, you could really only give it cave related stuff. Well, not necessarily, but like, the scope is still limited. Any thoughts for New Dimension? Something completely unlike the other 3. And that's going to be hard because you can really only find room for a new identity when you have all 3 fleshed out. I say the warden shouldn't drop anything, but it should break stone down to gravel. I kind of prefer a different renewability mechanism for gravel, and that's an upgrade of aquatic, of course, but yeah. I don't know, I feel like the warden isn't really something to be exploited or killed. It's something that, you know, chases you. I think Mojang should stop with the choose one of these mobs and the rest will not be added. But then again, like, they haven't really said that for these mobs. They've just said they'll be put back on the ideas pile. So, you know, no saying they'll come, but they might come. They're not lost forever. The glow squid didn't look like it lost its glow because it was already bright outside. I should check that then. Any thoughts on additional cave biomes? Do you think there are more planned, or do you think the two we have so far are sufficient? I think most of the interesting gameplay is going to come when you're actually playing with the all of them put together, like I am. Like, even though there's only two, it still has a decent amount of variation in the cave generation. And I believe they said that there aren't any more biomes planned. Turtle helmet should be easier to get. Yeah, I agree. I wish you could make adult turtles like shed their scoots somehow. Why on earth did they temporarily remove candles? What about them needs improvement or is incomplete? I would say they probably want to add more to it. Like, even though it feels complete, it's quite a small addition, even though it's one people have been wanting for ages. Is it controversial to say the end should be barren? I think a lot of people think that. I think Mojang even thinks that as well. But that doesn't mean you couldn't add more stuff to it. I think lush caves say a lot about society. Alright, I'm just gonna go and find my stuff again. If I find the original cave that I lit up, I should be able to find the aquifer. Oh, there's a dungeon there. Gotta make sure not to spoil things for me though. Okay, there's the original cave I lit up. So if we can find our way to the surface of that one, then we can probably find the aquifer. There's a creeper hole. I can use that as navigation. Nice. Is this it? This looks like it. No, I think this is just the other one. I hope I can find it. If I go back to that creeper hole over there. Is it that one? No, not that one. Losing my way again. Oh, it might be this one, because that's where the bamboo was. I'm just failing to find my way around again. Tell you what, I didn't find really many caves that were like deep down, so I think I might just go into a lush cave that's deeper down, give myself some stuff, and then see where I go from there. So let's give myself an iron pickaxe, just some basic stuff. I know I'm cheating, but the point is to playtest, and I didn't find any caves down there, so I might as well give myself the essentials. Can I give myself two? I can give myself two. If you had to give desert wells a use, what use would they have? I'm not sure if they need to have a use, to be honest. Like, they're a pretty small structure, even though they are kind of useless. Like, they're still pretty small. Like, is it really worth giving them a use? But that's just my opinion. I guess if I had to give them a use, I'd probably make the water inside them special, but that's not really something I can think of on the top of my head. Alright, now I just need a shelmet. And perhaps some torches as well. Alright, I should be good to go then. Alright. Where am I? Oh, found some lapis. What's through here? This looks like quite a this looks like some sort of crevice cover. Oh, wow, what's this? I can't tell if these are actually dripstone caves or if these just bits of them. I think they are dripstone caves. Yeah, they are. There's quite a lot of them. Let's get some more iron so I can make myself a shield. I would like the idea of if they added an anglerfish or something like into the deeper waters, so underwater cave exploration would be scarier. I do like the idea of some sort of anglerfish, or at least something that has a lure of sorts. I feel like a good lure could be like maybe a massive XP orb, and people think, oh, that'll give me a lot of experience, and then they realize. Because there's not really anything else that can kind of encourage players, unless you put like a diamond there, but like, a diamond's pretty easy to see that it's not supposed to be there, it's some sort of trap. But if you put XP, you're like, oh, maybe I just killed something underwater and I didn't pick up the XP. So it kind of makes sense. So I think XP could be cool as some sort of lure there. Let's smelt up this gold as soon as I find some coal. I think I'm too deep for coal now, so I might as well just give myself a stack. There we are. I'm honestly not a fan of noodle caves. They just kind of bring the boring vanilla caves back. See, I didn't think the caves were boring before. I kind of liked. I was kind of like in the rhythm of navigating them because they were quite closed off, and I just realized I don't have a shield. There we are. I took care of you. Because I just kind of liked being able to know where I'd been. And noodle caves are quite useful for that, except for when they loot back in on themselves. But yeah, I'm happy they're making some sort of comeback. But that's just me, of course. And there's a zombie there. Hello, zombie. Finding it hard to keep up on chat today for some reason. Oh, hello. He fell from the sky. Alright. I don't think the end should have too many biomes and mobs. It should have more structures. I guess structures are a way to kind of make the end still seem barren, but giving it a lot of content. It's just like the content would be few and far between, which I can kind of see working. Maybe. I guess they already have end cities, so it fits in fairly well. We've got some dripstone here. Feel like I'm going to get lost pretty easily, so let's make our way back to the furnace. Creepers are cool, but I feel like they might fit the philosophy Minecraft has now better if they exploded on death and meleeed like they used to. But then, you gotta make sure that you don't kill them, or kill them away from any of your contraptions. I guess it's slightly better than them killing you on sight, but first, that's not really communicated to the players, and it's still kind of griefy, just in a different way. I'm not sure exactly what the upshot of that would be. Wasn't a Lure mob planned for Swamp expansion? Yeah, not anymore though. Has anyone here seen Retro Gaming Now's Minecraft Deep Dive series? Seems a lot more logical and consistent than MatPat's hot takes. It is still a little bit of a stretch at places, but it doesn't go too far. I quite enjoy his videos. Instead of adding new biomes, they should add a little more to the already existing biomes. I guess that's what the biome vote is for. What's your opinion on the caves and cliffs bit? I like it. I mean, you know, they can't really just put out no update for like over a year, so they had to come with some sort of compromise, and it would be nice because we can like start to update our mods with 1.18 stuff in mind, which is nice. But with the tools that 1.17 gives us, like the higher world height and things, I mean, it's not by default, but we can still use the data pack to like see if things work, if you get what I mean. I still haven't made myself a shield, so I should do that now. There we are. Would you like to see the old alpha generation for caves and world gen in general be implemented back into the game, maybe as a world gen option? I haven't really had much experience with the old generation, so I don't really know what I'm missing, I guess. Oh, hello. There we are. Stopped eating just in time. Hello. Finding some tuff around here. Maybe there's some iron, or is that just a random blob of tuff? I think that might just be a random blob of tuff. I would like to see the giant desert fossils somehow integrated into the archaeology system. That would be cool, because like fossils you mostly see on accident. You don't actually come across them, and I guess you will more now, because like they're literally made of diamond down here. Ooh, drip leaf. So it would be nice, especially how it's kind of been a forgotten feature. If you mine not dripstone ore, deep slate ore, when compared to normal stone, it's just so much more juicy. Come on, there we are. Alright. Man, this place looks beautiful. Oh, hello, Ulraf. Didn't see you before. Old school caves are not gone regardless of noodle caves. They still going to generate in many areas in the world. That's good, because I quite like exploring through them. Have you heard of a fabric mod called Biome Makeover? I think I might have heard of it once, but I haven't tried it out. And there's a creeper. And it exploded anyway. Okay. Well, do what you want. I'm finding it hard to keep up with the chat for some reason as he's fighting for his life. Yeah, I wasn't the most prepared to come down here, but oh well. Also, a lot of people talking. Wait, are there spore blossoms down there? Wait, what's all the other particles from them? Are those just from the glow vines, or did they just go everywhere? Because they do make the place if we go away from all of those, yeah, can't tell if they're actually coming from the vines or not. They must spread a long distance if it's just coming from the blossoms. That's nice. I like that. Do you think that they're going to add dungeon content like the weapons and other items or magnetic ore would be interesting? Well, dungeons content is focused towards that gameplay loop of that gameplay loop of you know, killing and stuff. I guess is the most brain power I can come up with at the moment. Whereas Minecraft has a much wider scope. You know, everything's got to be useful for building, redstone, etc. Dungeons is just about, you know, killing stuff. Maybe a bit more, but mostly killing stuff. So it's a bit harder to figure out what stuff is going to be useful for. Also in dungeons, you discard your tools quite often because you're always looking for better and bigger ones. And that's not necessarily the case in Minecraft, because they want to keep stuff like useful no matter what stage of the game play you're at, or how you're playing. Of course they can't do that for everything, but like generally stuff has to be multi-purpose, whereas dungeons you're kind of discarding stuff all the time. Okay, go on the lava if you like. I won't stop you. Any other zombies nearby? Okay. What do you think that 1.19 1.20 will be? I hope it's the Enter Sky updates. I'm not sure if they do a Sky update, like something like the Aether. Oh, hello. Every time I'll catch up on chat, there's always a creeper there to greet me. Hello, creeper. I think I'm hoping 1.19. Oh, another geode. Will catch up on the biome votes. 1.20. Not sure about 1.20 yet. Everyone is keen on an end update. But problem with the end update, as I've said before, is that like unless you make the end easier to get, there's still going to be a large amount of players that won't be able to experience the end's content. Even if you, even with updating it, giving people more incentive to try out going there, you're still going to have people left behind. I'm not exactly sure of the percentage of the people who have been to the end, because on Bedrock it only counts people playing without cheats. Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly how many people actually make it to the end. Even though some people might find it as really easy, there's still like a lot of kids playing the game. And if an end update only might not give people like the opportunity to go there. I think we've dug ourselves into a little hole here, so might stay here for a while. Hello, Rector. Azalea trees can still generate underground? I haven't found any yet, though. I agree with what you said about things that high-tech could be integrated as end themed. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure of the theme that they're going for the end, but a lot of mods that I've seen, whenever there's anything anything that they can't explain, just chuck an ender pearl on it. I think it does work instead of like making it industrial or technological. The ender's already got some interesting stuff like Elytra, where you can fly, you know. You'd have that as some sort of wings or some sort of like propeller in any other game that would want to go with that theming. So yeah, there's a lot they could do with it. Okay, doesn't seem to be anything up here. I need to eat. I think there is pretty clearly implied bits of lore, but what I'm asking is, does Mojang have like some big Minecraft lore book? The closest thing I could think would be the Mob Estuary, but that's something everyone has access to if they buy the book. Are you saying that there's some sort of secret red Jed book? Wait, red? Did I say red? No. It doesn't exist. It doesn't have a color. I promise. Tell me, I haven't read it. I haven't been to Mojang and found it in an abandoned room in the basement. Totally haven't. But to answer your question seriously, and not by breaking any NDAs, no, they I don't believe they have their own lore book. I think probably Jeb has his idea of what Minecraft's lore is, and that all developers to some extent do. And I think that Jeb probably controls that at some point, because you know he's a chief creative officer. He probably makes sure stuff is like fits in with the theming he's wanting for Minecraft. But I think in general, for generally all the features, Minecraft devs kind of have their own idea of what is Minecraft's lore. But you know, they want players to create their own story, so they don't say, "Oh, this is my lore," because everyone's like, "Oh, you're a Minecraft developer. This must be the official lore," when it's not actually. So. With the lore book thing is more of a joke, but I mean some kind of sort of coherent story of Minecraft. I don't think it would be coherent, probably just like little bits, little ideas. And there's probably stuff they deliberately keep vague even to themselves. But, you know, I'm not a Minecraft developer, so I wouldn't know. Clays for days. I love this biome. Yes, this biome is the most balanced biome ever. It is quite nice how they managed to work clay into it, because clay is something that's been kind of hard to, or if not hard, annoying to find, because you know you'd have to dig up lakes. So it is nice how they managed to give old stuff like a new lease of life in the update. That's quite that's something I quite like with Minecraft updates. They find ways to tie in old features. I haven't come across any diamonds yet. Oh, this looks like some form of aquifer because it's got some magma in it. Do you think there should be more items like the shellmet? Perhaps a new helmet that negates impact when hitting your head when crashing into obstacles? I did have a vague idea ages ago for a... Wait, is this... Oh, that goes all the way up to surface. Huh. Vague idea for some sort of shulker helmet that did that. But in these cases, you got to be mindful of like which things are deliberately kept not powerful. Like, for example, people suggesting that there's a back slot for Elytra so you can wear a chestplate at the same time. Whereas the chestplate Elytra thing was a deliberate nerf so that people had to choose between the ability to fly or more protection. Although, something with the shellmet, I do wish that it ended up kind of being like a... I'm just trying to think about how to describe it. In Upgrade Aquatic, I changed the shellmet so that it has durability, and the durability, well, it already has durability, but the durability goes down whenever you're underwater. But the water breathing lasts forever, so it's basically like you can use it for as long as you like, but once it's used up, it's used up. And I feel like that's an interesting way to do it, rather than just having extra 10 seconds. But these sort of tweaks to vanilla stuff require a lot of balancing, because you're like, okay, well, how much should the players like think about their air meter, etc. Also, my brain is kind of feeling frazzled in general because I had assignments due and things. So when I'm talking about game design at the moment, especially on stream where I don't have much time to prepare my thoughts, bear in mind a lot of the time what I'm saying is not exactly a masterclass, to put it lightly. How much do you actually code for the mods, or are you the creative director? I am trying to do some more coding recently, not at the moment because of uni, but I am mostly just on Upgrade Aquatic and Nether Extension. I don't do much work for the other mods, except for like occasional ideas and advice. So yeah, I wouldn't really call myself the creative director as such. We're quite decentralized. We just kind of work on our own things and help each other. I like the implications that the bastions were built like piglins, but something happened and then fallen into a ruin. Maybe a zombie plague. Something I'm interested about zombification in Minecraft is how they've deliberately made zombified piglins be called zombified piglins and not zombie piglins. It makes me think that there's like different types of zombification. Like the zombie plague is a pretty typical thing. Oh, got some rooted dirt here. Must be an azalea tree somewhere. Different forms of zombification, and they kind of like make the player think, oh, what other forms could there be? Something like that's not really explored in typical fantasy is quite interesting. What's your thoughts on Twilight Forest being a Vanilla Plus mod? I'm not sure about that. You'd have to go back to the definition of Vanilla Plus, because there's a lot of different interpretations of it. Has anyone from Team Abnormal been applied to Mojang job? Don't think so. I would like to try myself when I'm a bit more experienced and have more stuff under my belt. I'm not sure about the others though. This kind of looks a bit like a dead end. I might take some time to smelt up my stuff. I've only got 18 iron. Okay. Put this on instead of my helmet. Wait, does that give me the same mount? Okay, I probably shouldn't have crafted a helmet first, but oh well. Mojang rarely adds generated structures to the game, even less than the amount of biomes they add every update. And structures are a lot easier to add than biomes. A little more structures, one wouldn't hurt. Not necessarily. Just because biomes like have to be done with code mostly, doesn't mean that structures will necessarily be easier. Bastions took a while to come, because they were working on the exact level design they want. With procedural generation, you can kind of get away with like a little bit. They're different types of skills. I wouldn't really say one is easier than the other. It depends on the scope of the biome and the structure. So I used to think all Minecraft worlds are the same world. They're just so far away we never noticed. I mean, it's possible. They'd have to be like quadrillions of blocks away though. I really wish there was some non-decorative reason to use regular campfires over soul campfires. Interesting thing about the soul campfire, right? That got added because of my friend Zim. And they're one of the people that have joined me in some of my Minecraft dungeon streams. Essentially, Zim came up with the idea where a soul campfire would release soul particles instead of smoke. There'd be like soul smoke. I think I showcased it in my latest video. I just like put it there in the background. But yeah, so I was like, okay, so if Mojang doesn't add it, then I can just add it in Nether extension. But then they did add it, but they didn't add the smoke soul particles. So Zim's idea for a nice like soul-y campfire with all the cool smoke got turned into a way to renew soul soil, because you can craft with soul sand, but it will drop soul soil when you get it. so I think that's kind of ironic. Soul campfires do more damage than regular ones. I guess that's the same with soulfire in general though. Will I have enough for a yeah, I will have enough. Just got to put a bit more stuff in. Can you put these in furnaces? You can. Awesome. I wonder how long they last for. If I was ever going to make a new dimension, I'd make it some sort of weird mix of the end and overworld where there's islands but they don't have a bottom and just stretch down to a floor. So like stalagmites, but like super big? Not entirely sure what you mean by that. You know what, I'll just put some coal in. Gas mechanic would be interesting, like maybe the farther down you go the darker it gets. As in the cave altitude, because that could get rather annoying down the bottom. But then the Warden has something similar where it like actually has those flashes of darkness. I think those effects when paired with a mob are most interesting, because you can get rid of the mob to get rid of them. I'm not too sure about adding new environmental effects like that. And another one seeing me. Great, alright, well. There we are. And there are my leggings. Awesome. Might as well smelt some gold with the rest of this fuel. Nope, there's another zombie. Hello. There's a new dimension. It should be a bunch of jagged rocks hanging from a bedrock ceiling above an abyss with massive vines connecting them like bridges. But we don't need new dimensions in my opinion. Yeah, I guess if you wanted to add a new dimension, you need to have something that absolutely couldn't be done in the other dimensions. Something like a dimension with a ceiling but no floor. Something that couldn't really be done in the other dimensions because of like what they're meant to be, I guess. We've been down here? We have been down here. Okay, how do we get up here then? Getting lost now. Go to a soul sand valley with an efficiency 4 shovel, get a stack of soul campfires immediately. Infinite soul soil. Or you could just barter with piglins. Will caverns and chasms be released after the caves get updated? And if so, would they improve on the new biomes and add a couple new ones? I'm not entirely sure how that's going. I was really only involved mostly with the old cave upgrade one that like tried to do a cave update before Mojang did. We kind of failed on that, but oh well. It was good for experience, I think. Let's see if there is anything unexplored over here. Oh, some redstone. What ores would you like to be added to the game, and what features I would like a magnetic ore which had special properties when in contact with other ores and used in redstone machines? I think netherite could probably take the place of some sort of magnetic ore, or some sort of iron alloy, because you know iron isn't too magnetic in Minecraft, except for maybe the compass. But yeah, I don't really like to think in terms of new features like that. I tend to think in like what I can do with those new features. So I might say, oh, I'd like an ability to I like the ability to like grapple off surfaces and things. And I mean, you could do that with a grappling hook of sorts, but you could also make it more interesting and give it to a mob or mob drop or something like that. So yeah, the execution is more important to me than the kind of base idea of it, I suppose. Right. So yeah, I don't really think in terms of ores. I think in terms of like, what will this ore let me do, and does it need to be an ore? Cam, can we get a miner's lung mod? I don't know what a miner's lung is actually. Another dimension could be something like an ice world, some sort of planet with an ice surface with a huge ocean. Oh, like what's it called? Europa, I think, is that that moon that has the ice on the outside is frozen and there's water on the inside. That could be quite cool. How the rest of the biome updates be implemented? I have no idea. But we do know that the vulture won't like take your stuff, it will only fly above it. It's cool how you guys do your own things but still have a coherent team and shared code library. We don't necessarily do our own things, we collaborate on a lot of stuff. Some of our stuff, like, we have more creative direction than other ones. Like Endergy and Smelly, mostly behind energetic expansion, etc. An idea for a new dimension I had was called the In-Between, which comes between the overworld and the end when you first jump through the end portal. It was infinitely vertical instead of horizontal. Infinitely vertical dimensions is another idea that I've heard before, which sound really cool. Problem would be like figuring out its generation. Like, how do you make an infinite vertical, like, moving around in gameplay be interesting? Because I imagine full damage would be a big thing there. It would be cool if you reach the end of the world, instead of a border, it would teleport you to the opposite side of the world, mimicking how you go around the Earth and end up in the same place. That would be cool, I think. But if you've heard of a spherical Earth, how about a hyperbolic Earth? There's this YouTube channel called Code Parade, and he's working on a hyperbolic game engine. So, you know how on the Earth, there's like, if you put things into a cube, there's less space because it's curved inwards. Hyperbola is curved outwards. That's the best analogy I can think of at the moment. And it's really trippy. Some of the progress that he's done on the game engine would be cool. No. The progress on the game engine is like really trippy. And I was just trying to think about how that would work in Minecraft. Like what people could do with it. I have an idea for a new dimension. You would have to spend most of your time underwater. Around the map there'll be air pockets, so you can go from pocket to pocket to explore the world. Well, see, that's already kind of a thing in oceans and aquifers, so I think having breathing as a central mechanic kind of takes away from oceans, unless it was like, had a bunch of other stuff to do with breathing and then kind of justified it being so focused on it. So yeah, a lot of ideas for new dimensions, but it's very hard to think of one that's got a really rock solid core. Oh, axolotl! Axolotl! We got an axolotl, and we have enough iron to smelt to make a bucket and pick it up. Oh, that's nice. Hello. I thought it removed its mouth. Thought they got rid of that in an update or something. Has Team Abnormals tried to make 3D biomes mod? I think that's the main problem the Java team is having. We haven't seen we have seen 3D biomes in Bedrock though. I'm not sure if it's necessarily that aspect of it that they're having trouble with, or just more the like technical implications of like changing the generation like that. I don't think we've experimented with 3D biomes before. Hey, got a bucket of axolotl now. Hello. Can I get your thoughts on overhauling regional and local difficulty? Is that where mobs start spawn with more enchanted gear when you're in a chunk that's been explored for a while? I haven't really like interacted with that mechanic much because it's kind of behind the scenes, so I wouldn't know. Mine as long as the disease you get from large exposure to coal dust. Yeah, if they do add something like that, I think it would make more sense to be in the form of a mob. Fun fact, I suggested for at least one iron golem to spawn in every village, but Mojang might have also thought of that on their own. Well, given that before 1.14 they were mostly used as iron farms, because like you would usually never find enough, a village big enough for an iron golem to spawn. I don't know. It's a problem that they could have deduced on their own as well. Hello, Mr. Cameron Abnormalities. Excuse me, my name is Carbonara Alabama Race. Get it right, please. Wonder if biome distribution will be changed. Henrik Nieberg hinted towards it. I don't like how some biomes are too rare. That could change in if they did the biome vote update. They could pair some other stuff with that. That could be quite interesting. Yep, explode please. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. There we are. Lush cave slabfish would be cool. Any ideas for rewards for archaeology? That's a hard one because supposedly they're not supposed to be too important to progression at least. That's a tough one. I think perhaps cosmetic stuff could work really well, where you could like find all these old artifacts and smith them onto your armor, perhaps with a smithing table. I think that could be quite nice, but that's just a random thought that I came up with on the spot. I haven't really thought too much about archaeology because I don't really know too much about it. Blockexel Artistry did a nice video on how archaeology could work, and he's working on another one about archaeology treasures, so I'm quite excited to see that. If you're interested in his channel, I plugged him on my community tab, and you can watch his video there, which is quite cool. So yeah, but I think I might end the stream now. I'm realizing that I didn't have breakfast, so I should probably go and have breakfast. And it's like 12 o'clock. Paleontology, archaeology. I mean, they could rope it all into one, so. Anyway, I'm just here to come up with any to answer any lingering questions. But if you guys want to continue talking about stuff like this, you can always join the Minecraft Abnormals Discord server and talk about the stuff that we're talking about here. We also have brainstorming channels, art critique, just general talking about Minecraft, or you can just say your stuff here before I leave. But I'll be here for a little while longer, just in case anyone wants to say anything here. What do you think about the features added by Origin Realms? I haven't kept up with it, but I think one of the things I do like is the resource worlds, because I usually like to start a new world so I know I haven't explored anywhere else, and I know other people haven't. So, yeah. Because, like, if I see something somewhere else is explored, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to find somewhere new, though. So I like how they reset every so often. Nether and End archaeology, how'd that work? That could be interesting, because, like, Nether definitely has some history. End feels more static. Feels like it's kind of always been that way. I don't know why. I guess it's in space. Lots of things in space have kind of haven't been changed because of like the lack of wind and things. For a biome update, I'm expecting all biomes to get a big brother biome, like how the mountains have the large mountain biomes now. I think that works because, like, you know, the mountains before weren't very big. I don't necessarily think that trend would continue. Can't send messages on the Discord. Have you tried the general channel? Because that's where new people can talk. Also, you might need to verify your email address. How did Team Norse come to be? Like, how did it start? Well, I came up with a bunch of ideas to improve 1.13. And then I asked Smelly, who's a coder, to help me implement those ideas. Ended up getting a bunch of people, and then we started thinking of new mods, and we kind of partnered with other people who are making vanilla style mods, and then it just kind of grew from there. Will Team Abnormals do a cave update extension mod? Yeah, we have one planned. It's called Caverns and Chasms. See ya, Static Learner, and I think I will end it there. Thank you for coming, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Kind of cheated a bit, but oh well. It's all in the name of playtesting, I guess. Yeah, I'm liking the trend of vanilla style. It's nice to see people thinking a lot more about how their stuff can be implemented into the vanilla game and like mesh with it well. Put together an interesting playthrough with classic alternative text pack and modern alpha data pack was pretty fun. If they ever do a new cave biome, they should do something like an ocean trench that cuts below Y0. Yeah, a lot of people have been wanting deep oceans if they make the world deeper. I should probably check out like those old alpha like recreations to see what it was like. Do you think the update should be split or delayed entirely? I think from Mojang's perspective it makes more sense to split it. Just so people aren't waiting for too long, because you know, if they do wait that long, it could really like decrease their popularity. Lots of people are patient. Lots of people just kind of, you know, if they don't see any progress, they just kind of assume that they can just forget about it, you know. But I think I'll leave it there. Thanks everyone for coming. I think a mob update made by you guys would be so cool. I think we already implemented the mob update mods. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by mob update though. Like the mob votes, or like changing existing mobs, or adding new ones. A lot of questions, but you could probably ask those on the Discord. So see you everyone. Gotta make sure to change the stream to unlisted before I go, so that people aren't notified twice. There we are. All of it. Sounds quite ambitious. Alright, see you everyone.